Yeah.
Rear bumper. So the reason why this is a more complicated project is because you can kind of compare the fender flares of the wagon to the fender flares of the M3 and how they, of course, like they smoothly kind of flow into the rear bumper. So if we're gonna weld on the rear quarter panels for an M3, then you have to have the M3 rear bumper to match, but then you also need the upper part from the wagon. So you actually have to mold two bumpers together. Whoa. Which is like a whole deal. So I had to order a plastic welder and gonna figure out how to do this thing.
Oh shit.
Yeah. You off?
Nice.
Probably some sensor. Oh, sure.
Very nice.
Very nice. So now that we have the front bumper off, we have to do all the other front-facing things, like the crash bar, all the ducting for the brakes and the intercooler and the radiator. We got to get the headlights off. Basically get everything to where we can drain the coolant so that everything's getting disconnected from the engine. So I've never done this before. I've watched some YouTube videos on it, so I'm sure it'll go fine. Omar's done this numerous times. And then the goal being over the next couple of hours after lunch, we get the engine, transmission, and steering rack all disconnected so we can drop the front subframe as one unit. So more front leg ducting. This. Pain in the ass. I'm gonna do it later. Okay? So we've got the radiator disconnected, most of the coolant is drained out. And in front of it, at least on the wagon, we've got the air conditioning heat exchanger, and then down below we've got the intercooler. And the intercooler now is just basically hanging from the intake and outlet pipes. You can see how dirty it gets in there behind the front bumper. So Omar's got this machine here that's gonna scavenge all of the refrigerant from the air conditioning and heating system so that we don't vent that stuff into the atmosphere. You know, trying to do right by the fact that we're in a place called Green Drop Garage and be environmentally friendly. So once we get that done, then we can get this out of the way. We can take off the intercooler, and then effectively we'll be ready to start doing like the other little minutia that's connected to the engine. So that means fuel lines, power, disconnect the DME, which is in BMW speak, that's the computer, and effectively get ready to drop the front subframe.
Tell me what's up.
All right, so surprisingly the intercooler has been a pain in the ass to get off because it has these two little like locking clamps And even if Omar and I get in there with pick tools to like hold the clamps off, it's still just not releasing from the tube. So we're just gonna press pause on that instead of getting frustrated and move on. So we'll get the headlights taken off and maybe, you know, probably work more towards the back of the engine and until Ryan from Dynasport gets here to help us with the front end that we don't know how to do. There you go. Yeah! These are hella advanced headlights.
Up.
Show me your collection.
Oh yeah, we got
What you got going on? What's your method?
got about 10,000 screws here, bolts, plastic C-clips, a bunch of things we don't know what the hell they are.
Deal.
So Omar's disconnecting the fuel line.
Ooh.
We figured out why I was being an idiot earlier and thinking that there were two clips on the intercooler housing. If you can come see right here where my screwdriver is pointing. So it's seen from above, it seems like there's two clips, but it's really just one. And you've got to pry it out so it gets all the way out of this little home here. There we go, like that. And so that's what holds it in. So now that that's out, you think that's out enough, Omar?
Right there. Now push it out.
There we go. Perfect. We've got ourselves a free intercooler.
Yes.
Keep going. Keep going.